Hello everyone. Today we are going to see packages using code. In this we are going to see how different access modifier behave in my packages. So in this code, you can see this table. We have discussed this table in the previous slides or previous videos. This is basically a comparison or a table between different categories. The categories can be based on type of class and type of package you have. Over here, we are going to discuss four categories of our access modifiers. So the first category, when I'm having a class and all the variables belong to the same class, then it says that all the access modifiers will be easily accessed. So in here, you can see I'm having a package P1. In this package, I'm defining a class A and there are four variables present over here. N is my default variable, PRI is my private variable, PRO is protected variable, and PUB is my public variable. I have also defined a constructor A over here where I'm trying to print all the values of N, Pre, Pro, and Pub. We can see that all the values can be printed. This is because within the same class, if we are trying to access some of the members, even though it belongs to different access modifiers, still all the values will be printed. In the second category, I'm having same package and subclass. So subclass is basically when you have a class A and your B class is trying to access all the variables that are present in A. So over here, A becomes my superclass and B becomes my subclass. So now in this you can see I'm having the package P1 which I was having for class A as well. So this is basically same package. My class A and class B belongs to same package P1. And over here you can see my class B is inheriting my A class. So we already know that when a class is trying to inherit some class, all the variables are easily accessed in it except the private variables. So you can see over here, you cannot print your values of your private variables or you cannot access the access modifiers that are defined in your superclass as private. Whereas default, protected and public can be easily printed. So what I have done is in the P constructor, I'm going to again print all the values. So you can see that the default value will be printed, the protected value will be printed, and public value will also be printed. In the third category, you have same package, but it is not a subclass, which means the package is same as your A class and your B class, which belong to P1 package. But now the class does not need to be a subclass of any class A or B. So means C is some different class which is not inheriting any of the class. So over here you can see the package remains same as of A and B. Now my class C is having a constructor. It is creating an object of my A class. And using this object, it is trying to print all the variables. So you can see that private variables are not printed in such a category. Please correct this. It will be printed. So over here you can see my default values were printed. My private variable was not able to print. Then my protected variable was easily printed and my public variable was also printed. In my fourth category, you can see that if I'm having a different package and if I'm having some class which is inheriting some class, then following thing happens. So in this example, you can see I'm having a package P2. Now my A, B, C and belongs to my P1 package. Now I'm having a package P2 in which my class D belongs. And now my class is trying to inherit this A class. Now please note that A class belongs to a different package. So this is why I have written over here P1.A because you can only inherit in an hierarchical order. So the top hierarchy is package and then in that sub hierarchy you can find the classes as A, B and C. In this also I have created a D and I'm trying to print all the values. You can see that my default value N was not able to print. My private variable will also not be printed, whereas my protected and public variable will be easily printed. In the last category, we can see here we have different package and the class should not be a subclass, which means that till now I have seen my package one had classes A, B and C. My package 2 had class D. Now let's suppose I'm having a class E which belongs to my package P2. In this I have created a constructor. Now this E class has to be a non-subclass, means this is not inheriting any class. So I can say that it has created an object A of my A class. Now A class belongs to my P1 package. This is the reason I have written over here P1.A. So I've created an object A of my P1 class, and using that object, I'm trying to print all my variables. So over here, you can see that only the public variables can be printed. So when I'm trying to print n private variable, PRI or protected, none will be printed, whereas the public variable will easily be printed. So this is how access modifiers behave in your packages.